Hello and welcome to this week's First Chapter Friday. So in keeping with our spooky Halloween type theme, I have another mystery for you this week. And this week's is The Ghost of Tupelo Landing. Chapter 1, A Master of Disguise. Desperado Detective Agency's second big case snuck up on Dale and me at the end of summer, dressed in happy-go-lucky colors and excitement of an auction. Mystery is a master of disguise, Miss Lana always says, and this one proved her point. It pitched a red and white striped tent in a meadow by the ancient Tupelo Inn on the edge of town and plastered the countryside with notices of its arrival. Auction, Wednesday, August 24th, the old Tupelo Inn, 1880 Inn and Medical Springs, closed October 22nd, 1938. Read all fine print. Buddha Jackson, auctioneer. The mystery Dale and I came face to face with there would wake up ghosts and shake up history. Not that I, Miss Moses LeBeau, rising sixth grader and co-founder of Desperado Detective Agency, was thinking mystery that Wednesday morning as I shoveled the crushed ice into the cafe water glasses. I scanned the breakfast crowd, the 7-Up clock on the wall, 6:45 a.m. Where on earth was Dale? He should have been here a half hour ago. Dale Earnhardt Johnson III, my best friend and co-sleuth, lives just outside of town. Ever since his daddy went back to jail, he's been sleeping ragged long, and so has his dog, Queen Elizabeth II. "Order up," the colonel called over the cafe hubbub. "Got it," Miss Lana cried, spinning past in her pale yellow 1950s sundress and glossy Ava Gardner wig. Miss Lana, a former rising star of the Charleston Community Theater, adores old Hollywood, and has the wigs to prove it. "Tuck in your shirt tails, sugar," she murmured to me. "With the auction crowd blasting toward us, we'll be standing room only within the hour. We want to look our best center stage." She whirled away, her white sandals whispering against the tiles. Miss Lana and the colonel are my family of choice, and I am theirs. We operate the cafe together. They like me looking good in a crowd. I tucked in my shirt and grabbed some silverware from my friend Sally Amanda Jones, a fellow rising sixth grader. Salamander pushed her red Piggly Wiggly sunglasses up on top of her head. Sal's dad restocks stock shelves at the Pig, and her ma sews. They ain't no money, but there's not a sharper dresser in Tupelo Landing. "Pancakes, please." "And is Dale here?" she asked, her gray eyes hopeful as she peered towards the kitchen. Sal loves Dale, like midnight loves stars. So far, he hasn't noticed. I broke the news easy. "Dale's in pre-arrival mode, but I'll check the ETA for you," I told her and sped away. "Batter up on table 4, I called as I passed the kitchen door. The colonel peeked out at me. He keeps his gray hair military short, and his brown eyes glow warm and friendly. "Pancakes, sir," I explained. "New code." He winked, and the door swished shut behind him. I grabbed the cafe phone and dialed. Dale picked up on the third ring. "Hello," he mumbled. "Why is it?" "Why is it?" Unlike me, Dale doesn't wake up good. "Because," I replied, "they're auctioning the Tupelo Inn today, and if you don't get over here, you'll miss our ride." "Mo," he replied, and hung up. Dale's not an inline thinker. I gave Sal a thumbs up as the white minivan wheeled into our gravel parking lot. The Azalea women, a.k.a. the Uptown Garden Club, tumbled out and scattered like pigeons. They chatted their way to the cafe door and threaded through the crowd. "I'll be glad to see that old inn go," one said, as they bumped two formica tables together near the jukebox. "I hear murder closed it down," another one added. The cafe went quiet. Murder? Grandmother Miss Lacey Thornton, who sat at the counter nibbling her toast, whipped around and stared at the Azalea women. The toes of her navy pumps grazed the floor. Grandmother Miss Lacey's short like me. We aren't related by blood. She took me in as her honorary granddaughter in first grade. She's the oldest nice person in Tupelo Landing. also the richest. "Rumor-mongering," she murmured. "How sad." "Yes, ma'am, it's tragic," I said, and waved at the azalea woman. "Have a seat. I'll be right with you," I called, slipping my clue pad into my pocket. Few people know it, but waitressing is like deep cover with tips. I ferried a tray of ice water to their table. "Did you mention murder?" I asked, dealing the glasses round. "Because Desperado Detective Agency is now accepting new clients. Misdemeanors and felonies are our pleasure. Murder's our specialty. How may we help?" It was borderline true. Dale and me opened Desperado Detective Agency at the beginning of the summer and solved our first murder in June. Since then, we'd had 2 cases, both of a lost pet nature. First, Hannah Green's dog, Mort, who we found running with a bad crowd at the trailer park. Then Sal's goldfish, Big Frank, who'd gone dust to dust behind Sal's aquarium. Dale broke the news. "It looks like suicide," he told her, his voice grim. A second high-profile murder would be perfect for business. The azalea women looked away from Grandmother Miss Lacey's icy stare and studied their silverware. I tried a different tact. "Today's low-carb ice beverage comes to you compliments of me," I said. I draped a paper napkin over my arm. "My name is Mo LeBeau," the accent on the end. "I'll be taking care of you ladies today." "You don't need to introduce yourself, Mo," one of them said. "We've known you since the day you washed into town." "True," I replied, "but I like to keep things professional to encourage tips, which, by the way, I'm saving for college. A possible orphan has to plan ahead today." I continued, "We got a breakfast menagerie, which is French for sausage and egg casserole with cheese. This comes with hot biscuits au molasses for $5. For anyone trying to skinny down, I can substitute you with wheat toast with sugar-free. What can I start you with?" "Coffee and skinny," they chorused. "An excellent choice. And your murder selection?" This time, the lead azalea woman stared straight at Grandmother Miss Lacey. "I won't go into the details," she sniffed, "but I hear Red Baker's involved." Crud. Another Red Baker rumor. Grandmother Miss Lacey shook her head. "Believe you me," the azalea woman continued, her voice going stiletto, "whatever happened out at that old inn, if anything did, is Red Baker's fault. Or his people's before him." I slapped my clue pad closed. A total dead end. Red Baker, who lives just outside of town, mostly keeps to himself. The Colonel says he's second-generation moonshine and 100% trouble. Mr. Red, who visits the cafe once in a blue moon, has never been mean to me. But that's a town rule, that if anything goes wrong, he's behind it. Him or else Dale's daddy, Mr. Macon, if he's out on bail, which, at the moment, he ain't. "Mark my words," the azalea woman said, her eyeglasses swinging on her chain. "Red Baker's people have always been bad news, and the apple doesn't far fall from the tree." "Mine did," I reminded her. "I've been searching for my family tree since the day I was born. All I know so far is it's somewhere upstream. Head for the kitchen. I'll get your order in right away." Alright, so I'm going to stop there. So if that intrigued you, or if the book trailer that I have posted intrigued you, might want to check out The Ghost of Tupelo Landing. Now, this is a series, this is a sequel, so there is another one called 3 Times Lucky, so if you are a person that really likes to read things in order, you might want to check that one out, but you can also get this one. They're pretty standalone as well, so you don't have to read them in order. So, alright, until next week, enjoy your weekend, and happy reading!